Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex. You may know me as Mars from TikTok, Instagram, wherever you have found me. Welcome. And today we're sitting down to listen to this summer's most anticipated release. This is Sabrina Carpenter's Man's Best Friend. Coming just 1 year and 1 week after the release of Short and Sweet. Short and Sweet, gargantuan album, one of the most successful pop eras of this decade, no question about it. Between the hits of Taste, Espresso, Please Please Please, Chem, Juno, the tour itself, all the music videos, that was such a complete era in terms of vision and artistic integrity, and all of it just worked so perfectly at the same time as Sabrina's star power was really just skyrocketing. Now, just 53 weeks later, we are getting a brand new album, Man's Best Friend. She announced it just a few weeks ago with the release of the lead single, Manchild, and to say that I was a little apprehensive would be an understatement. Knowing that this album was coming just 1 year after Short and Sweet, my thought was how much evolution is Sabrina really undergoing as an artist to create another body of work so quickly after Short and Sweet that will stand in enough contrast to that project that it can stand on its own. That has been my hesitation about this album rollout entirely. Will these songs from Man's Best Friend be unique and different enough from Short and Sweet that it can stand as its own body of work outside the shadow of Short and Sweet? Or is this album going to feel like a bunch of B-sides to Short and Sweet that were ultimately not released because they weren't good enough for that final track list or deluxe? My gut as of right now is saying we're going to land somewhere in the middle, and I really want to be like completely surprised by this project because I want it to succeed more than Short and Sweet, genuinely. I just feel like because Manchild was the lead single, and that to me just felt like a bridge connecting Short and Sweet with this new album, it didn't stand enough on its own to sound different enough from a song like Please 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 or Slim Pickens. So I'm hoping that the rest of the album of Man's Best Friend is going to stand in enough contrast, but I'm going to be done rambling now. We can get into this ASAP. Before I do so, if you're not already a subscriber over on Substack, that is where this reaction is going first. If you are watching on Substack, hello, thank you for subscribing. Similar to how other creators use Patreon, I'm using Substack as the exclusive home to all of my reaction content first and foremost. If you are a subscriber, you will get early access to every video before it lands on YouTube in short form. So if you're not already subscribed over on Substack, you'll also get full-length album written reviews, exclusive access to the entire archive of live streams, a Pop Pulse weekly newsletter that breaks down the latest and greatest happening in the music industry, released every Tuesday, and so much more where that came from. So if you're not already subscribed, head on over to vinylbymars.substack.com and make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button there. Give the video a thumbs up. It's my goal to hit 5,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of this year, and we're pretty close. I think we can do it. So without any further promo and ado, this is Sabrina Carpenter's Man's Best Friend. I do love the opening of this song. It feels like just 80s bliss. This is a great example of Sabrina being able to blend together the pop country sensibilities with her comedic style of writing. A little more comedic than maybe I'm used to from like a Emails I Can't Send kind of album, but this one is just very straightforward, hysterical. How survived the earth so long? So good. You know what? I think I'm coming around more to this song, to be honest. I really do like it. It's just because it's so similar to other things that she's done, I don't choose to listen to it as much. Like, I'd rather listen to Please 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 just because it's so perfectly done. But there's something just like galloping about this, like you're riding on the back of a horse. Maybe before, if I can get tickets to the tour, I'll learn this. I wonder if she showed Dolly Parton this song, what she thought of it. I'm very curious to know how this feels in context of the rest of the album. If there's a song that screams lead single more than Manchild, or if Manchild was the right choice. But it also depends on what their goals were. Like, if the goal of putting out a lead single for this project was to usher in a unifying moment between Short and Sweet as a transitional point into Man's Best Friend, then I think Manchild is doing a great job, assuming that the rest of the project is in the same wheelhouse. But if this album is going to be something completely different than Manchild, then it'll be an interesting choice, kind of like a red herring. Track 2, we're going into Tears. Tears is what I believe to be the new single. Oh, this is what was in the trailer. Ooh, that harp. A little. I love that little riff. Shikata? What? What? Opening line. I get wet at the thought of you. Hands up. What? Tears run down my thighs? This is so groovy. What? Little shout out for IKEA. Tears run down my thighs. I can't. Oh my god. What? This is a pop song. Oh shit, this is a sticky one. I don't mean that literally. Dance break. I wish this dance break had a little tiny bit more punch, but like, I love breaking the fourth wall and anything, and she just broke it. This feels like if Ariana Grande's Bye was like not depressing. It was really sexually charged. It's like very Bee Gees. Whoa, baby. Okay, Shikata. What the fuck is Shikata? I don't know, but I'm going to be saying that all the fucking... Imagine if I just like go around and I start just saying to people, Shikata. Like, I think I would get kicked in the head. I think I would get punched in the face. But Sabrina can do it. That is wild. These lyrics, to open the song with, I get wet at the thought of you. Being a responsible guy. I get wet at the thought of you being responsible, because she's so used to this person, this man, just being a complete man-child and like a doofus and just someone who isn't able to use his brain to get everyday shit done, that she's not just getting wet at the thought of him. She's getting wet at the thought of him being responsible. Treating me like you're supposed to do, tears run down my thighs. That's unbelievable. I know that this is the new single, and I am just like, I don't know how radio's playing this. This is very raunchy. And this is a fun way of taking the idea of like not being treated well by your significant other is something that has been written about, I don't even know how many times in pop music in every genre. But to do it in this way where like you're literally turned on by someone just being a normal, like responsible person is just unbelievable. That to me is instantly better than Manchild. So we're on the up. Let's head into my Man on Willpower. I have no idea based on this title what this is going to be, but like, fuck me. Whoa, whoa. It went completely from left to right and now back. What is this production? Wait, this feels completely different than that intro just did. Yeah, I feel like we're back in the Manchild back now, a little bit more. Ooh. I like that melody. Oh, we're climbing? the least sought after girl in the land. I doubt it. Wait, the introduction being so experimental does not match this part at all. Damn, Sabrina, the vocals. That little drum build up. The way she's singing used to be obsessed with me. I love that. Feels a little please, please, pleasey right now coming out of it. I've said it once and I'll say it again. This girl can do stand-up and sell out every single show for I don't even know how long, because she is that funny. There are elements of it that feel similar to Short and Sweet. Like I called out that the ending there reminded me of Please, 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 how, you know, she's changing the key and how it just becomes this very like ethereal and light at the end of the tunnel kind of moment. And that's what my Man on Willpower just did at the end of it. But the introduction was way more experimental than most of everything that was on Short and Sweet and that we've gotten from Manchild's Tears so far. I'm confused where the introduction came from because it's barely referenced again in the rest of the production unless it's buried down there somewhere, but it really, I mean, storytelling wise, like it's very clear what she's telling about and how this guy is just like holier than thou and is trying out abstinence, I guess, and just trying to be a better man. Ooh. I like the guitar. Pretty chords. Ooh. Little mid-tempo moment. Vocal. Oh. It's giving Don't Smile a little tiny bit. Beautiful run, but she makes it so clear that this man is an idiot, and that's the best part about all of it. I love how simple the drum is in the back, and it's just keeping pace. Allowing her voice to soar like that. Don't all flowers die? Woo! Harmonies! Oh, this is the one. Ooh! Nice little instrumental break. Changing up the melody for this final. It's simple and it allows her voice to really shine bright. Oh, the reverb on that outro. Okay, Sabrina shit. Sugar Talking. This was good. I love her tone. Vocally, she sounds so like sleek and mature and able to just glide over these words. Vocally, this one is so strong. I love hearing her voice so front and center and how it's almost like the instrumentation and the rest of the production is coming second to her voice. Whereas, you know, other songs of hers like Espresso or with a Don't Smile, like the production is what's leading everything and setting that mood, and it's very much doing that on Sugar Talking, but like her vocals are telling this story so beautifully, and the tiny little moments of injecting comedy in here makes this feel a little bit more serious than like an upfront Manchild, obviously, but just talking about how like he's having all these epiphanies, big word for a real small mind. Come on, like she's made it very clear, like on Manchild, on Tears, you get it again here, that this man is stupid. I like that one a lot. I think that's going to be one that I consistently return to because it doesn't feel duplicative. It feels like a more unique part of her discography that hasn't necessarily been done and tried before. We almost broke up again last night.
Bullshit repeats itself.
Stripped again.
Been here 1,000 times. Selective memory.
Ooh. Oh, where are we building to? Oh, wow. These harmonies. Ah, oh, beautiful right at the end of that last night. Strings are a nice touch. Build back to the chorus. I feel like you should be in a crowd with a lighter for this. What a bar. We had our sex and then made amends. Ooh. The distortion on that. That feels more in line with the opening of my Man On Willpower. Whoa, jumping. Key change. Whoa. Oh my God. Ah, good run. Gorgeous layering here. I was not expecting that kind of ballad on track 5. Whoa. Very, very, very much standing in contrast to Short and Sweet. I can say now 5 songs in that my initial concern about this just being a bunch of Short and Sweet rejects, not the case at all. This is different. It feels similar to Short and Sweet so far in the stylings of her vocals and in the way that she's writing, because that is her writing style, and she's working with similar songwriters and producers from last time. But it feels like this would stand on its own. Like, I think if you heard this song and didn't know which album it was on, I don't think you would pick Short and Sweet. At least I don't think I would. It maybe is lacking lyrically in a way that Short and Sweet was able to deliver, just like quick-witted one-liner after one-liner after one-liner, and they were so immaculately placed within a song and across the entire album. This, you're getting just like more direct forward commentary on the guy in question here, or guys in question here, about being stupid, about how back and forth they are, about how they, hook up and then forget that anything happened, and then it's just like constant cycle. It feels a little bit more like forward in exactly what it's trying to accomplish. Where it's lacking is the timing of these one-liners. The one-liners aren't hitting as much as I thought they could, but we're only on track 6 now, so let's see. I love some of these tricks are also similar, like the key change jump on Please Please Please. She did again on We Almost Broke Up Again last night, but I like the storytelling element of what she's doing. She's showing all the different emotions that come with the end of a relationship. It's not just anger. It's not just heartbreak. There's frustration. There's makeup. There's, taking someone back and then realizing you messed up, and just being able to take all of this and run with it. So I'm interested. I'm interested in what Nobody's Son is going to do, because that sounds brutal. This is funky. Weird processing on her vocals. It's like bubbly. Whoa, big drums. Wow, a lot just happened. Just like straight out of her mind. Like, there's no filtering here. Oh, so that's like my Man On Willpower. She's like whipping him into shape. Yeah, it's a whip. Unreal. It's a little too like la 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 for me. But the bridge is killer. Again, that little tiny bit of distortion. Like, why is it sitting on the periphery of these songs? My Man On Willpower. This one, like, bring that into the mix. That is what I want to hear more of. Distorted production. Bring a little like psychedelic flavor in here. Just something to like bring a completely unexpected move for Sabrina. That is what I want from this project more of. It's like tempting me with it. It's like dangling it in front of my face and then grabbing it away. That's what I'm confused by. Nobody's Son. Good one. Not a highlight on this album, I don't think yet, unless like I'm blatantly missing something. I think it's fun, it's playful, has again good comedic styling, good comedic sense here. The bridge is the best part with those whipping sounds, unfucking real to like pull that in. That feels Sabrina. The rest of it, I'm kind of like, okay, sure, you know. I don't think it was anything to run home about. But we're going to go on to Never Getting Laid, which by the title alone, I am just knowing is going to be something insane. Ooh. We're dreamy.
So happy, why not mix it up?
Ooh.
I'm so happy,
Very
say
70s.
I can't drink enough.
This more like jazzy style suits her voice real well.
Just wish you didn't have a mind.
She really thinks this man is an idiot.
That could wander and drift. How did it come to this? Boy, I know where you live. Days are sunny from your window pane.
Very Bee Gees. Earth, Wind & Fiery, like that 70s disco-infused moment. All right, immediately this sounds like we almost broke up again. Like in the way that the chorus lifts up. Wait, the verses are so enchanting, and I love how jazz infused it feels and more mid-tempo, and the chorus buoying up and like becoming lighter and airier than the rest of it isn't really sitting with me. Yeah, you know, again, this one, similar to Nobody's Son, I don't think this is like a run it home highlight for me of what I've heard so far. I think, again, like you get a very good sense of her sense of humor. You have those funny little one-liners, but they're not hitting as hard as they did on Short and Sweet for me. Like, there's nothing on here that's like a Bed Chem's Camaraderie, Come Ride on Me, or the just pure shock of hearing Juno for the first time. Coincidence, how clever and witty that was. Your car drove itself from LA to her thighs. Like, come on. Those were just so well placed and funny. And this is not funny, but like, I can't think of, you know, which one of these is going to stick the landing beyond the first or few listens. Like, I like the idea if you could be using your lips on a girl with big tits. I thought that was funny. The whole idea of like a forever of never getting laid is comical, but there isn't a one-liner in here that I'm like, oh, except, you know, he's an idiot pretty much. So a little bit of a lag right now, but let's see if When Did You Get Hot can turn things around. I hope based on that title that it's going to be up. Whoa. She's going 90s hip hop? What does this mean? This feels like Fantasize, Ariana. Naked Twister. Wait, this feels like it should be in a rom-com scene when like the nerdy boy from childhood is all grown up and hot.
I bet your light rod's like bigger than Zeus is. Hey, wait, can you lift my car with your hand? You were an ugly kid, but you're a sexy man. Sorry,
Your light rod.
Big riff coming, I need a minute.
Big riff coming. Oh. When did you get hot? So different. Like, there's no song in her discography that sounds like this. The huns are almost like breathing in syncopation and adding more texture to it. This feels like something that could have been on Positions, Ariana, maybe a little. And again, that little tiny bit of distortion and something experimental on the edges of the song. Bring it into the fold. It's like taunting me. I want to hear more of this, where this is something sonically different and a different idea about, like, this whole album so far has basically been about this dumbass ex, and we all presumably know who it is, but, like, at least there's something fresh and new here about someone who's exciting her again. That is a great song. That is just a great song. Like, having a song about that transition when you realize someone got really, really attractive in the time since you've last seen them. I feel like there aren't enough of those, and she completely nailed the vibe of it. The butterflies in your chest when you see the person, with the production being like 90s hip-hop inspired. That was a highlight. So far, my highlights are Tears, Sugar Talking, and this one. When Did You Get Hot? Go-Go Juice, I am expecting, the vision that I have in my head is the Kool-Aid Man breaking through the wall in Family Guy. Something that will go with that. I have no idea. Let's just run with it.
Love when happy hour comes at 10
No.
a.m. o'clock on a Tuesday.
It's a little sad, the guitar.
Not going to the club.
Whoa, we're back up in the chorus. It's very much a pattern of this. Whoa, did we just get a little bit of a reference to You Know Who? That was more front and center than I thought it would be.
Different numbers. Didn't think that you'd pick up.
Oh, she is going for it. Vibe-wise, this feels the most similar to Coincidence, but I don't even want to be, like, trying to fish for a connection to Short and Sweet, because it doesn't need to have one. It's all the delivery. The way she says go-go juice, like, it's supposed to be lighthearted, and she's bringing that front and center. And now we're going fully into the country zone with this. Oh, slow it down. Is she drunk? Is she drunk leaving voicemails? Do you me still love? Okay. How do we feel about that one? That's, again, like similar to When Did You Get Hot? This feels like a song that could have been made many times before, but like this is the version of it that reflects how bubbly and drunk and flirty you can get when you've had a little too much to drink and you're just trying to find someone to help you numb the pain. Like bringing that skit into the bridge, and the skit is like a little front and center, more so like it's not as nonchalant as the comedy on Short and Sweet was, and like I just naturally have to draw the bridge there. But what I love that she did in the bridge is how she's flipping the lyrics and making them like she's drunk. How's you's been? How's call? Do you me still love? Like, should we hooks up? Like, I like that she's being a little bit messier, but because it's obviously done in a polished way and purposefully done, it feels like a little overproduced, maybe slightly. I don't know. It would have been funny if there were like actual drunk voicemails that they played in there. This is Jack. This is Jack Antonoff. I already heard About You by 1975 in that guitar work. And there's like warbling synth in the back.
Beautiful vocals.
Man's an idiot, if you couldn't already tell. Oh, cool little whisper. I don't know. I don't know how memorable it is. Oh, so she's acknowledging her own wrongdoing in this. I like how she's showing how messy the breakup is, and it's refreshing. Very pretty instrumentation. Feel that plucking that I'm hearing feels like guitar work on Folklore, like August or Maribel, somewhere in there. Or no, Epiphany. That's what it was. Maybe a little bit in the beginning of Epiphany. That sounded familiar. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's very pretty. She sounds fantastic. I love the way that she's introducing different sides to her personality and is accepting some of the blame here, and just about how she'll cause someone this stress, and she's admitting them, like, yeah, this is who I am and this is what I'm going to do, and owning it. But I think as a song, like, I'm really trying to evaluate this on its own, but it's so hard to do that when it's coming so soon after Short and Sweet, and Short and Sweet was so massive that a lot of these just don't feel substantial enough as like a proper follow-up, you know? They're beautiful songs, and if you were taking it completely out of the context of her career right now, then these would stand a little bit more strong. But I'm just feeling like a little too much of this is forgetful. But maybe that will change with more listens and evolving. Sometimes I really like when my first impressions end up being completely different than what I actually feel about the album, because it means that there's growth from additional listens. So we'll see. But we're heading into the penultimate song, House Tour. Now, this one, based on the title alone, again, like Go-Go Juice, I'm hoping is going to be very playful and let me give you a tour, you know, kind of thing. So let's see how this one's going to take us. Oh my God. We're going like full on 80s jazzercise. Very Madonna.
Really like the conversation and that your car self-drives. Do you want the house tour?
Oh my God.
To the first, second, third floor. And
I can picture the music video. I promise none of this is a metaphor.
baby, what's mine is now yours.
Oh my God. Finally, it's back. I promise none of this is a metaphor. I just want you to come inside.
Just read some chips, a whole if you're hungry. Proud of my design. To dim the lights. Do you want the house tour? I could take you to the first, second, third floor, but never enter with the back door. House tour. Yeah, I spent a little fortune on the wax floor.
Oh my God. Ooh, good little runs. I love the production on this one. It's like Barbie Dreamhousey. Well done. That is exactly what I feel like has been missing from this project, is that punchy, doesn't need the obvious go for joke, like playing into the mise-en-scène of the entire thing and having it feel like you're at an 80s house party while she's giving this house tour. Like she's the sexy mom from Stranger Things who's flirting with Billy the lifeguard and showing him around her home. That is exactly the energy that you get from this. And the writing on this one is one of the best on the album. Very visual. The car self-drives, pineapple air freshener. I promise none of this is a metaphor. I just want you to come inside, baby. What's mine is now yours. Unbelievable. Like, this is basically, again, drawing a comparison, like, this is the bedchem of this album. Like, this is going to be so fun on tour. You can totally picture it with the set and everything. This one is so much fun. This is the kind of Sabrina that I love, where it's fun and flirty and playful and just mischievous for being like so upfront sexual, but she's like doing it with a smile and a wink too, to know that like you're in on the joke with her. That is a highlight. Absolutely a highlight. That is fun. I keep saying fun because it was just so much fun. We're on the last song already. This is Goodbye.
Broke my heart on Saturday. Guess overnight your feelings changed. Fainted to show you just how much
a little bit of, like,
it hurts. I
Spanish
wish
influence
I
here.
had sayonara.
There we are.
Adios. You're not bilingual, but you should know goodbye means that you're losing.
Oh my god, it's very ABBA. Very ABBA. Like Fernando ABBA, yeah. Can't shoot me down, then shoot the shit, yeah. Bum 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 bum.
Just give it 3 weeks, buddy. Gonna wake up from your coma, honey. Arrivederci.
Oh, she's trilingual. Quadlingual. Fuck you, Tata. Vocally, very impressive across the entire album. Really, really good. Really good.
On the flip side, cheerio. Por siempre te amo. Wait, no. Shit, when did you get here? Go put on some clothes. Goodbye.
What?
That you're losing me for life. You said goodbye. So you get to be the one I cry. Can't keep
Bum 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 bum.
goodbye.
Bum, 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 bum. Wow, that is the album. That is Man's Best Friend, people. Oh boy. Oh boy. God, this... There's a lot to digest here. First impression, right out the gate, where my head is at, is that this is good, but not as good as Short and Sweet. Emails I Can't Send, I've always had a difficult time with separating the Julia Michaels from Sabrina Carpenter of it all, because so much of Emails is written in the style of Julia, and almost to the point where like it didn't clearly show what Sabrina's sense of artistry was if you were already familiar with Julia's style of songwriting coming into the album, like I was. So I was looking forward to Short and Sweet to see where Sabrina's own sense of artistry would come through, and that has never shined brighter than it does on that album. This one, Man's Best Friend, you can tell that she has the confidence of everything that happened with Short and Sweet and having the flexibility to try out different things on this album while still keeping it mostly true to what she's been doing. At the core of all of this is pop, 70s, 80s infused pop with country flair woven together by Sabrina's comedic songwriting. That is what this album is, and that's what Short and Sweet was, and that's what Emails I Can't Send was too. The difference between Short and Sweet and Man's Best Friend that I'm picking up on is that Short and Sweet was very much created with the idea of how many hits can we stack on an album to make this a gargantuan pop Bible almost release, and that was successfully done between Taste, Espresso, Please Please Please, Chem, Juno, so many more even. And with this album, it's less hit seeking. It's more so focusing on the narrative arc here, that she's gone through this breakup, she has these frustrations with the guy, and she's putting it together by showing off different sides of breakups, whether they're going to be angry, sad, she's getting drunk to get over him, they have makeup, sex, and forget about their issues and get back together, and the constant getting yang back and forth of it all. The highlights on this album were the ones that were able to take the nonchalant comedy stylings of Short and Sweet with a little bit more of a hook-focused production. And those for me were Tears, Sugar Talking, When Did You Get Hot, and House Tour. Those are the four that I think I'm going to immediately circle back on when I'm off recording this. Those are the ones that are like in my head right now that I'm excited to get back and hear. The rest of them all felt very, not that they were similar sonically and production wise, some of them are, but like I can't think of a standout moment on the other songs that I'm like, oh, that was as good as when I first heard her say, I want you to make me Juno, you know? There weren't as many of those jaw-dropped, hysterical, laugh-out-loud moments, whereas on Short and Sweet, I was literally cackling listening to that album. This one is a little less funny. It's a little bit more dry, a little bit more like dry sense of humor, a little bit more just hitting you with emotion more than just like one witty punchline surrounded by more just beautiful pop fluff, I guess you could say. And I don't mean fluff in a bad way. So ultimately, I think that this album will be in Short and Sweet's shadow just because of how big it was and how this album definitely doesn't have as many clear-cut hits on it. I think diehard fans are going to eat this up because they just love what she does with her sense of writing and sense of comedy. And like, I totally get it. I'm there for it. But if I'm looking at this musically, it feels a little bit safer than what I would have loved for her to continue to do. It's hard to say. And also, like, production-wise, a lot of it sat around a similar mid-tempo bass, or there were songs that started off slower in the verses and then completely transitioned to something uplifting and more jubilant in the choruses, which felt at times mismatched to me, but other times it worked much better than it did on others. But the thing that was interesting production-wise is that there were these little tiny flourishes of experimentation. You got it at the very, very beginning of songs on the earlier part of the album, like Tears, My Man on Willpower. There were a few others where you got it on the very, very edges of a song, but they didn't weave into the main part of the song enough for my liking. So I almost wish that they had pushed that forward a little bit more to push even further out of these comfort zones. But as a whole, this album is going to do very well commercially. I'm very curious to see how Tears does as a single because it's obviously very, very provocative songwriting on it. And we will see how the general public decides to eat that one up. But we will have to wait and see. But those are my like very first intro thoughts on this album. I'm going to be writing my full-length review exclusive to Substack as well. So after I have a little bit more time to sit with the album, I'll have more complete thoughts there. But if you are interested in checking that out, it'll be up on Substack. And if you're not already subscribed, this is your sign to do so. It means the absolute world to me. I am now doing content full-time. This is my full-time job. And going through the paid model for $5 a month is really how I'm going to be focusing the rest of my content for the rest of this year. Trying to build that out, gain a following there, because that it takes up a lot of time, but it's stuff that I'm really excited about, and it's a way of supporting me as a full-time content creator. So I really appreciate it if you choose to subscribe. And that'll do it for us today. If you're, again, not subscribed on YouTube, consider this your sign to do so as well. Make sure you're following over at Vinyl by Mars on TikTok and Instagram for more Sabrina content. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.